Hey everyone, FollowMate here. Super psyched for this upcoming Fallout 4 Gen update. With the number of people coming back to the game, I thought I'd do a video on the basic fundamentals of survival mode. I hope you find these tips helpful, whether you're brand new to the game or revisiting the Commonwealth after a long break. Leave a comment, like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. So far, there's been no mention as to whether the next gen update will fix the number of bugs and issues that plague the base game, so I highly recommend downloading the unofficial Fallout patch. There are hundreds upon hundreds of bugs that Bethesda didn't bother to patch up, which at times can cause the game to crash or close unexpectedly. It also fixes significant bugs like the Live and Love companion perk magazines having no effect on certain companions like Dogmeat, Kate, Curie, McGreedy, or Preston. Or that annoying car collision bug that instantly kills you if you get near a car. Do keep in mind, downloading this patch will disable achievements. The most challenging part of playing survival is always looking for a bed to sleep to save your progress. If you sleep too long, not enough, or too frequently, you're also left with significant debuffs. Hence, saving without sleeping is crucial. If you want to save without sleeping, select 1 hour of sleep on any bed and cancel the sleep right after activating it. It won't bypass the disease check, however. The likelihood of contracting a disease or illness is RNG based, affected by low risk and high risk actions. I'll get more into it later in the video. Survival mode also has no access to console commands, which means that if you encounter a game-breaking bug, like on my latest 100% playthrough where Bobby in Good Neighbor glitched and I couldn't access Nick as a companion, then you're left with two choices: reload an earlier save or keep playing. Luckily, there is a third option for PC players. Survival mode can be deactivated in the settings menu by choosing another difficulty to enable console commands. Even though the game tells you deactivating survival mode is irreversible, you can re-enter survival mode by typing this console command. Survival mode can then be reactivated again afterwards in the settings menu. In addition, Fallout 4 has dozens upon dozens of great mods that enhance survival mode in different ways for PC and console. Unfortunately, console players don't have access to console commands. If you guys have any mod recommendations for our console players, put them down in the comments. While you do as much damage as hard difficulty, you also take twice more damage compared to it. Running guns blazing will 100% get you killed, especially early in the game. You will need to learn when to run away, at least until you level up or come better prepared. Be very careful with explosives, particularly Molotovs. They will one-shot you and you will die instantly. Stimpaks and right away don't bring you to full health instantly, and instead the rate is significantly reduced. While enemies yield 2 times the amount of experience, the rate in which legendary enemies spawn is greatly increased. So putting some thought into where you're going and how you're going to clear locations can make a big difference. Hence why sneak and vet builds are the go-to for survival beginners. Since there's no fast travel, it's beneficial to progress the main storyline up until the Pridwin's arrival to have access to Vertibirds. The main storyline locations tend to have low-level enemies relative to the surrounding areas, at least most of the time. You're gonna be doing a lot of running, so consider putting some points into endurance, not only to increase your health points, but prolong your ability to run. I made a survival guide series for beginners, you can check in the description below if you guys want to see what a solid survival start looks like. Regardless of your build or playstyle, you need to get Chemist perk early in the game to craft antibiotics. Survival mode will constantly punish you with daily illnesses and diseases. The chance for contracting a disease is determined by a roll depending on the current disease risk pool, or DRP. The DRP starts at 0, accumulating percentage points from various actions and consumables. For example, taking chems increases your DRP by 7%, and immediately fighting an infected enemy will add 5%, totaling 12% into your DRP. When the DRP reaches a threshold of 25%, it starts rolling for diseases. All diseases have a 5 to 90% chance of occurring. The game will randomly select among them to apply it. Herbal remedies help resist disease by 20%, but they need to be consumed at least 1 hour before contracting said disease. You essentially need to be proactive in drinking these herbal remedies prior to any high-risk action. Herbal remedies require flowers and plants like carrot flowers. The northeast portion of the Commonwealth has no doctor stationed anywhere, so as I said, it's essential that you get the chemist perk to craft your own antibiotics to combat disease. It requires 2 acid, 3 glowing fungus, 2 purified water, and 3 stim packs. You can find plenty of glowing fungus in the mole rat den under the Red Rocket settlement. Keep in mind that consuming healing items like stim packs and antibiotics will trigger immediate thirst. Consuming right away adds negative effects like fatigue, hunger, and an increased probability of infection. You have to consume these wisely and only use them when really needed, or when you are in a low-risk situation. Other less risky alternatives to ease radiation sickness is crafting refreshing beverages, eating mutant hound chops, or using the decontamination arc, which you can find in the workshop mode, under power, then miscellaneous, then scrolling to the very end. There are also perks that lessen your rat damage like Aqua Girl, Lead Belly, or Rat Resistant, all under the endurance stat. Maintaining your character's well-being is extremely important in survival mode. On PC, you can check your character's stats by pressing Q. You have to keep an eye on your hunger and thirst levels at all times. The first onset of hunger and thirst will be around the 4 to 6 in-game hour mark, or 18 real minutes. It's essential that you always carry purified water and cooked food wherever you go. There are survival guide magazines near Sanctuary that increases the amount of meat you can scavenge off animals. And you can also set up drinking fountains in your settlement to fill empty bottles with purified water. Later in your progression, you can focus on crafting soups with dirty water, which quenches both hunger and thirst. The amount of food that must be eaten to reduce hunger is relative to its quality. For example, a ribeye steak satisfies hunger more than a grilled rat roach. Keep in mind that if you consume a food item with a bonus like the +1 agility from a dead claw steak while hungry, the food will satisfy the hunger but not grant you the bonus. The bonus is only granted when you consume food while being well fed. The bonus may be removed if you have another food of the same type. For example, eating a dead claw steak while not hungry to gain the bonus, becoming perkish, then eating a second dead claw steak to become well fed will negate the +1 agility bonus and would require eating a third dead claw steak to regain it. This is why I recommend the Unofficial Fallout patch, because it fixes nonsense like this. Sleep is the only way to save your progress, and getting constant restful sleep lessens fatigue and the likelihood of catching disease and illnesses. Sleeping bags allow you to sleep for up to 3 hours, mattresses for 5 hours, and regular beds up to 24 hours. To get the well-rested bonus, you have to sleep for a minimum of 8 hours. If you're not currently at the tired state or worse, 2 hours of sleep is sufficient to clear the timer completely and permit up to 14 hours before becoming tired. Sleeping for only 1 hour risks the character enter into a tired state after waking up. Likewise, the longer you stay up, the more adrenaline your character will accumulate, giving you a temporary damage bonus. Things like entering combat or sprinting will make you feel tired quicker. Consuming caffeinated drinks like Nuka-Cola will delay the need to sleep for some time. They also will temporarily reduce current tiredness state, so make sure you carry some with you. However, caffeinated drinks have hunger increasing effects as well as reduced thirst quenching effects. Companions on survival mode can be a challenge to maintain. When they're down during combat, companions will no longer heal themselves automatically and you will need to get them up with a stim pack. If you leave them unattended, they will abandon you and return to the most recent settlement to recover. Cutswear will require a robot repair kit for healing if you have the Automatron DLC. Generic robot companions constructed at the robot workbench as part of the Automatron DLC function differently than other companions. As they no longer hold the essential status, they will explode on death, becoming unrecoverable. I highly recommend putting your human companions in power armor frames. This will make them immune to fall damage. This comes in handy when they fall somewhere out of bounds and you cannot reach in order to heal them. Because your companions are so vulnerable, I recommend you still get the Lone Wanderer perk, so at the very least, you're better prepared should your companion abandon you in the middle of an encounter. If you still decide to do a companion style playthrough, you need to invest some points on your charisma stats to get inspirational. Taking ranks of this perk grants bonus damage to companions and negates any damage from attacks against you. Higher ranks grant increased damage resistance and negates any damage from you against companions, as well as increased carry weight for companions. This is crucial because the carry weight of all companions is greatly reduced on survival, limiting your ability to carry materials back to your settlements. Make sure you get the Live and Love perk magazines, granting more bonuses to you and your companions. There are several easy to get magazines like in Diamond City Classroom, the third rail bathroom inside Good Neighbor, the Hotel Rexford reception desk in Good Neighbor, in Bunker Hill Stub Monument Staircase, or the WRVR broadcast station. Lastly, romance your companion so that you benefit from the temporary Lover's Embrace buff, increasing experience gained by 15% for 8 in-game hours. Sleeping again before the effect has run out will not cancel the effect. Funny enough, a companion does not actually have to be alive to be counted. If their dead body is nearby, it will still count. Upon leaving the vault and reaching Sanctuary Hills, take some time to scrap as much as you can from it. Sanctuary Hills has a ton of essential materials that will come in handy to build essential items and upgrades as you progress the game. Depending on the DLCs you have installed, you'll have access to several craftable stations to grant you temporary bonuses when used, like the weight bench giving you 1 strength, the barber chair giving you 1 charisma, and the pommel horse giving you 1 agility. You can unlock several more after completing the Vault 88 DLC, like the Forraptor giving you 1 perception, Power Cycle plus 1 endurance, the Vault 88 Overseer's Desk 1 plus intellect, and the Slot Machine giving you plus 1 luck. It's important to invest some points on local leader perks to establish supply lines between settlements, build stores, and workstations. You want to have access to craftable materials at any settlement, since running back to grab certain items at particular settlements can be long and tedious without fast travel. You also need to craft the Overseer console to keep track of your companions' locations from anywhere in the Commonwealth. Do your best to maintain your settlers' basic needs met and offer enough defense totaling the sum of the water and food production to assure they can defend themselves when they're under attack. As you progress the game and follow the main storyline to downtown Boston, it's crucial you establish your main base at Hangman's Alley. Its central location and distance to Diamond City makes it extremely convenient. Carry weight becomes more of a nuance on survival mode, hence I recommend investing some points in strength. Each point gives you an extra 10 pounds of carry weight, and investing in the strong back perk increases your capacity even further. Lone Wanderer also has significant carry weight bonuses. In survival mode, ammo has weight, which limits your ability to carry certain weapons. For example, a fat man weighs around 30 pounds and each mini nuke weighs up to 12 pounds. It's important that you carry only what you need. Weapons and armor mods become more significant since you can remove and swap between weapons. Doing so saves you material costs from crafting these modifications from scratch. This doesn't work with legendary effects, unfortunately. If you have trouble finding ammo, make sure you not only loot the ammo from your enemy's inventory but also their weapons. Weapons often have ammo inside them, so don't forget to get them as well. The Scrounger perk under the log stat increases your chance at finding ammo, so that's another efficient way of optimizing your search for ammo. While survival mode already gives you an XP bonus, you can add to it by putting more points into intellect. Each point on intellect increases the amount of XP earned by around 2%. There are several items that allow you to further increase your ability to earn experience as well. I can honestly go on and on and on. There's just an incredible amount of tips and information you'll come to find as you play the game. Survival mode makes the game more immersive, and once you learn to play and appreciate these features, you won't want to have it any other way. Don't forget to comment, leave a like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one.